This is early gameplay footage of what we're currently calling Byte Breakers.
A platform fighting game battle royale. The concept sounds really interesting, so I had to check it out. Byte Breakers is a prototype game developed by Odyssey Interactive. Known for their free-to-play title Omega Strikers, Odyssey Interactive made an announcement post showing off what they were working on in early September. The weekend after, Odyssey Interactive started an alpha test which I was lucky enough to try. The curse of any new platform fighting game is that this is going to, of course, be compared to Super Smash Bros. As a battle royale platform fighter, this game is likely going to be compared to Super Smash Bros. for 3DS game mode Smash Run, a mode where you run around a large map collecting upgrades and go head to head with other players in different games. But I want to talk about first impressions with Byte Breakers. This game has so much potential and I would love to see it pan out into something more. The alpha test had 7 unique characters to try out. Unfortunately, I'm not too familiar with Odyssey Interactive's previous title Omega Strikers, but I have been informed that these characters originate from that title. Juliet is a fast brawler with a lot of great air maneuverability. Her strong attacks have a ton of knockback, are pretty fast, and are great for finishing off your opponents. Asher is a slower, heavy character that hits hard. Her shield provides great support blocking projectiles while also pulling opponents towards you, allowing you to dish heavy damage up close. Now fights using a robotic assistant to help deal damage from a distance, but she herself has great tilts and aerials to damage anyone up close. Her up special allows Now to move and act after using it, and if her robotic assistant is out, she will instantly dash towards it, making for an easy getaway. Luna was the hardest character for me to personally get acquainted with. She has 5 jumps and has strong aerial moves, but a little bit of a slower speed, making it tough to land her attacks. She has great range though with her side special that drops bombs a great distance, and her neutral special that throws a fast moving rocket with plenty of knockback. Rune is a fast attacker that requires a lot of planning to play optimally. He can conjure a fog of shadow that does a ton of damage but does no knockback. He can also conjure a sphere of shadow energy that lingers menacingly, but if an opponent were to walk into, or worse, knocked into this sphere, it will launch the opponent far. Amy is a fast character that will be flying all over the stage. Amy can summon a sphere, which marks any enemy that walks into it. If marked, she can rapidly dash towards the marked opponent, getting in their face and combo ready. Then finally is Atlas. Atlas is the slowest character in the alpha, but can hit devastating attacks. Like here, a nicely landed strong attack did nearly a quarter of their HP. Atlas also has a side special with super armor and can cast a pillar of light that lingers on stage and damages anyone that runs into it. During the alpha test, there was a great diversity of characters being played. There wasn't any from my experience that felt significantly stronger or weaker than the others. The designs are unique and varied enough, making it easy to distinguish who was who, which is important in a game that can get as busy as this one. The main game mode and attraction to this game is the Battle Royale mode. 40 players are dropped into a large map in teams of 2. Players then explore the map through a series of platforms, jump pads, tubes, and teleporters to find chests with new gear and items to use in combat. Gear will grant more energy bars, which I'll explain shortly, and perks such as Drain Armor, which lets you heal for a percentage of damage dealt, or Jump Boots, that increases the number of air jumps the player can perform. The goal of Battle Royale mode is to be the last team standing. To guarantee players interact and move around, a glitch area shrinks the map over time, which damages anybody caught in the shadow. All players start with 100 health. When health reaches 0, however, you don't automatically die, or glitch out as the game calls it. Instead, you become cracked, indicated by the symbol underneath the player. When cracked, you take increased knockback and can glitch out if you are hit into an object or glitch zone. If you are glitched out, then you are out of the game and leave behind a memory core. As long as one teammate is alive, they can pick up your memory core and bring back to life the glitched out player through the use of an upload terminal. Another mechanic in this game is the energy bar. Each player has energy that fills up when attacking enemies or through the use of certain items. Energy can be used for several different things, such as enhancing a special attack that changes the properties of the attack depending on the character and move, activate burst which cancels knockback and stun allowing for escapes, or team assist that unleashes a strong ability unique to each playable character. The Battle Royale mode took a few games to get the general understanding of. There is a lot of mechanics at play here, and a little bit of a learning curve, but the game has a training area with descriptions for players to read and understand the many mechanics. There's also a wiki page with a lot of great information on it as well that is linked on the title screen. Once I got the nuances of this game that differentiate this from other platform fighters, the game had a lot of charm and appeal to it. I initially thought I would enjoy the 1v1 mode more, but the Battle Royale mode is something special. Coming across a break the targets to unlock a chest with better goodies, or fighting a robot that can damage you as well, makes it feel like a mini-game in the game, which alleviates my least favorite part in other Battle Royale games. The running around between places looking for stuff to do or people to fight. Then, once you're geared up and in a 2v2 or 2v2v2 or any type of brawl that makes for such a fun gameplay loop, each player's interaction suddenly turns into a fighting game with a randomized stage setting that could change if you or your opponent chooses to flee or pursue. Glitching out an opponent has an immensely satisfying feeling, accompanied by the sound and effects, making it feel truly earned. And making it to those final moments trying to escape the zone while fighting to be the last team alive in an exhilarating experience. The game can become a test of platforming, while also careful maneuverability trying to dodge and hit your opponent, while avoiding missing jumps that will send you down to the glitch zone. The map has a lot of verticality, but that's okay because every character feels like they have their own unique moveset that also complements this type of stage design. There's also plenty of movement options baked into the map as well, such as these rails to help quickly move between areas. As mentioned previously, there's also a 1v1 mode. However, this is mostly good for just testing out characters more than anything. Here's where the gameplay really shows how it was designed for the large Battle Royale map. Some characters like Amy feel particularly advantageous in a mode like this because of their fast, strong moves that a player can't really run away from. But in the Battle Royale mode, you can flee or force your opponent into an area that would be advantageous for your character instead, making it more of a balance back and forth. Still, it was a good inclusion to this alpha, allowing players to try out characters in a fighting scenario before jumping into the Battle Royale mode. I know that the developers mentioned in the reveal trailer that this may not be a full game, and that's totally up to their discretion, but I have to say that this game was a really fun time. Platform fighters and Battle Royale games are both tough genres to break into, but it's an interesting pair to combine. The game definitely lends itself more to a casual player though, but that's not a bad thing. Not every game needs to have a competitive aspect to it. Understandably, being both a platform fighter and Battle Royale, competition is baked into both these genres, but having a more casual game that can be played with friends that may not be deep into fighting games can be a good thing. This may not be the developer's vision, but having a game that experienced and non-experienced fighting game players can enjoy together at the same time is rare, and this kind of game can fill that gap. Maybe offering different objectives to greater appeal to that casual audience might be interesting. For example, maybe a map's goal isn't to be the last team standing, but to collect the most gold or another new item. Or maybe another game mode which has the objective of gathering points by standing on random changing areas of the map, like Capture the Point or King of the Hill. This way, the more casual audience doesn't feel as punished for glitching out, and instead will respawn with some downsides for doing so, but allowing them to continue playing the game. This type of setup has potential for a lot more casual gameplay types, but I think it can really help capture that audience and keep them engaged. As a final thought, I also wanted to say thank you to the developer Odyssey Interactive if they happen to be watching this. I love the idea of having developers letting people try games in their prototyping phase to see if there's an audience for it. You may notice I don't have other videos on this channel, but I just felt like I needed to provide feedback for something like this in some way. I enjoyed playing and discussing this game. I'm excited to see what other prototypes Odyssey Interactive may be showing in the future. I'd love to hear everyone else's thoughts on this, so leave a like and comment below. Thank you for watching. This has been Golem Save's first impression of Byte Breakers.